He is probably one of the most important and complex male characters in the Fate franchise.
Obviously intelligent.
He has impacted many important characters like female King Arthur, fake Emiya, psychotic Lolly, the hero of justice wannabe who only spits facts. He is a Magus killer, Kiritsugu Emiya, aka the OG hero of justice wannabe who became too old for the job. So without further ado, let's dive straight into the tale of Kiritsugu Emiya. And now, hit my intro. A little bit of background information before we dive into his story. His father, Luviagelita Emiya, the fourth leader of the family, is a genius, and his research centers around time manipulation. Due to his rare research and magic ability, he has been listed as sealing designations by the Mage Association, meaning that they will lock him up and preserve him like a rare sample, which is a far cry for a researcher like Luviagelita himself. His wife was soon assassinated by the Mage Association, which resulted in his son and him escaping around the world. They settled onto a small fishing island called Alimango. Luviagelita hired an assistant, Shirley, a cute, intelligent local resident with tan skin. Kiritsugu formed a really good friendship with the 2-year-older Shirley, which slowly turned into a romantic feeling and started having a crush on her.
じゃあ、大人になったケリーが何をするのか、私にこの目で見届けさせてよ。それまでずっと君の隣にいるから。
Everything was going well until one day, Shirley's curiosity got the better of her and she drank the special portion of Luviagelita's research. She became a bloodthirst vampire. She asked the Shota to end his life, but he's too much of a bitch to do it and he hoped somebody else would. He fled away and it resulted in a disaster to occur. Two strong forces, the Mage Association and the Church Squad, have arrived at the island and eradicated the resident under the title of cleansing. Kiritsugu was saved by a freelancer, Natalia Kaminsky. He then questioned his father why he created such a dangerous potion. Luviagelita explained he wants to become a dead apostle, a Shito, to grant him long enough lifespan for his research on time manipulation. The young Kiritsugu was frustrated and stabbed his father with Sherry's knife and put few bullets on his last relative. The young innocent teenager is no longer there as Kiritsugu realized it was his fault that everyone died as he fled away from the vampire initially. He is extremely shameful and regretful about his decision. He is even more determined to become a hero of justice and protect the weak ever since the tragedy. Natalia became his foster mother and started training him up as a freelance assassin. During this period, he learned that the Alimango Island tragedy occurred frequently among Magus as many of them wanted to improve their magic ability and to reach the truth. His skill grew drastically and he managed to assassinate countless Magus in missions in an attempt to protect the weak. During one mission, his teacher Natalia was in the plane with the target, but it turns out that the enemy has the ability to turn everyone into a ghoul. Hence, adolescent Kiritsugu deemed him too risky for the public if he landed. He chose to launch the RPG to sacrifice his teacher, his mother figure, Natalia, in order to save more people. He continues to follow his ideology of becoming a hero of justice and to seek for a utopia where the weak will not suffer. Mega's killer soon become his familiar yet notorious title.
シャーレ、父さんと同じように殺したよ。君の時みたいなヘマはしなかった。僕は大勢の人を救ったよ。ふざけるな！ふざけるな！バカ野郎
！11 years before the Holy Grail War, Kiritsugu picked up an war orphan and named her Maya Hisu. She had a really tragic background story. She lived in an area that is frequently bombarded with wars, and she was trained up as a soldier to murder enemies. One time she got captured and raped by unknown soldiers, and later on she gave birth to a child. She was then rescued by Kiritsugu and was separated from her unknown son, who later became Sigma, a master in Fate Stage Fake. Kiritsugu trained her up as an assistant and taught her everything that Natalia once taught him. Their flawless teamwork extend beyond the battlefield. They also had sexual relationship without love,
aka friends with benefit.
You naughty.
2 years later, Kiritsu was hired by the Ansberg family as their representative for the conflicts. He met the head of the family, Justachek von Einsberg, and his creation, Irisveld von Einsberg, the future vessel for the Holy Grail. Irisveld was emotionless and Kiritsu initially viewed her as useless, but after one life-threatening event where he saved her from a blizzard, he started to care about this vessel. He starts to teach her common sense and feeling via films and music, and Kiritsugu was married into the Eisenberg family. He knew this love would be fruitless as she would be sacrificed as the Holy Grail vessel, but Irisveld wants to leave someone behind for her husband as hope. Fate Zero was the main stage for Kiritsugu and his story. It begins with the birth of his daughter, Ilya Seville. He is too scared to hold his own daughter as he deemed his hand to be too filthy. But they did have some happy family time together prior to the war. King Arthur was summoned as Saber with Excalibur Shelf Avalon as the catalyst. To put it bluntly, they hated each other's action.
Kiritsugu, to earn the king's respect, you must feed him first. It might cost you a few months of wages, but it is definitely worth it.
The Fourth Holy Grail War goes pretty smooth for the Eisenberg squad through various questionable yet effective methods.
Pentakill.
Towards the end, the harsh reality hit Kiritsugu once again as his wife was killed by Otomine and became the vessel for the Holy Grail. He realized the Holy Grail is corrupted and its method for granting the wish is not much different from what Kiritsugu has done so far. Kill a few to save the majority. Hero of Justice wannabe realized the utopia that he fought so hard for is impossible to achieve with the Holy Grail. In fact, Holy Grail resembles more like Angela Menu, aka the world's evil or god of darkness, in the appearance of Dark Eli, meaning using the Holy Grail will only amplify his previous method and cause more people to die. It left him with no choice but to destroy the corrupted Holy Grail and its vessel, his lover Iri. He then instructed Saber with Command Seal to destroy the Holy Grail and ended the Fourth Holy Grail War unfinished. His action was clearly a mistake and it caused a huge fire that killed many people. Desperation, regret and gruesome bombarded Kiritsugu's mind. This is far from the utopia nor hero of justice that he wanted to be. He hasn't saved anyone. In fact, he did the exact opposite. He has ruined so many people and so many precious individuals for this disaster. What he did was wrong and his ideology was delusional. But fate hasn't given up on him yet. He found a boy who was on his last breath and saved him with Saber's sheath. The boy saved Kiritsugu's mind. It gave him an opportunity to help others. What he did is not completely pointless and he has finally done something like hero of justice. The sacrifice he made is not totally meaningless.
ありがとうと言った。見つけられてよかったと。救われたと。
The sole survivor was named Shiro and was adopted by Kiritsugu as his son, where he raised him up and taught him basic magecraft in Fuyuki City. He later on met Tiger, who reminded him of Sherry. He started teaching her English as a tutor and she started to babysit Shiro, and the two soon became good friends. Kiritsugu tried to visit his daughter, but it was forever blocked by the head of Anzenberg family. Over time, Kiritsugu's health slowly deteriorated due to Angela Mainyu's curse. His last 5 years of life was relatively normal and happy, which he was really grateful about. His last conversation was with Shiro at night time. He reminisced about his past and regret his mistake. He told Shiro about his childhood dream of becoming the hero of justice, which he could no longer achieve as he is now an adult. Shiro hated the weaknesses of his role model and reassured him that he would achieve the dream of becoming a hero of justice as Kiritsugu passed away while staring into the moon in happiness.
ケリーはさ、どんな大人になりたいの？
正義の味方になりたいんだ。
Kiritsugu doesn't have any appearance in Fate Stay Night, but he was referenced throughout the show. He even caused Emiya to target Shiro as she thought he stole her dad, but that's another story for another day. He also made some small appearance in other Fate franchise like Fate Carnival Phantasm, Today's Menu for Emiya Family, and All Around Type Moon. Takashi initially designed young Kiritsugu more like the protagonist of a shonen manga and admiring the ideology of hero of justice. Natsu, the author, has decided for Kiritsugu to use boku when referring to himself, a pronoun that is generally used by young teenager despite his uncle-like appearance. Urobuchi is the main author for Fate Zero and he has essentially plotted most of the story. He is really good at sad story and this is clearly represented in Kiritsugu's life. Kiritsugu's battle theory exemplifies the idea of
Why fight them when you can ambush them?
he appears in the light novel cover only twice despite being the main protagonist, giving the audience more of a sneaky vibe or a character acting on the shadow. Unlike his father, Kiritsugu is not a genius. In fact, as a magus, he is mediocre at best. But his speciality as a magus killer is supreme. He is excellent at tracking assassination and weapon usage. Some of his favorites include Calico M95 submachine gun, Varfa WA-2000 sniper rifle. Fun fact, it costs around $12,000 to make one rifle. But the best weapon for the magus killer is unquestionably the Thompson container. The bullet is known as the original bullet, where it was created from Kiritsugu's short ribs and his mystic code. Only 66 bullets have ever been created, Prior to the 4th Holy Grail Wars, he has used it 37 bullet and it has eliminated 37 different mages. The bullet has terminal nerve and capillary damage that cripple the target instantly, along with impacting the magic circuit. Kenneth was the famous 38th bullet victim during the Holy Grail War. The only magus that survived it from the bullet was Kotomine, largely due to him not fighting like an orthodox magus. In terms of his actual magus ability, he was only able to inherit a small amount of the Emiya family's magic crest from his father post-Alimango Island incident. The bound field innate time control allows Kiritsugu to control the time within the user's body separated from the time of the real world, allowing him to speed up or down his body by a few seconds. Various versions can be seen throughout the show, including double axle or even square axle. The theory goes he increases the metabolism and blood supply to his body to achieve the speed up or down. However, this ability comes with a huge cost when he readjusts to the world's time, and his blood vessel is greatly at risk of rupture and tendon being snapped. Without Avalon's healing ability, double axle for a few seconds was his limit. Kiritsugu Emiya is probably one of the most tragic characters of the series, being forced to make the decision that sacrifice his loved one to save others time after time. His ideology is nothing but a delusional utopia that could never be achieved, and his action is definitely far from being a hero of justice. This made him one of the most interesting characters for me in Fate Zero. He is for sure the protagonist of tragedy. Like and comment below who you wanna see next. You weep, stay safe and stay blessed. I'm out. Peace!
ねえ教えて